Hello and welcome to our session tonight. We're going to be talking about contributing to research, being a citizen scientist. My name is Dr. Julie Ebner, and I'm the Director of Library Services for the University of St. Augustine for Health Sciences, and joining me is Esther Garcia, and she's the Dallas campus librarian.
Today, we're going to be talking about what a citizen scientist actually is. We'll be going over specifically SciStarter, a database for citizen scientists and citizen science. And then we'll highlight some great projects that are very pertinent to this community at the University of St. Augustine. Citizen science is the practice of involving non-scientists in practical, meaningful scientific research projects. The most well-known examples usually involve bird tracking or weather tracking. While people have been doing this work for decades, there is a difference between citizen science and amateur research. So you might enjoy bird watching or nature photography, but when the work is connected to a larger research study, that is considered citizen science. Because of citizen science, there is so much information we have. Before the internet, people like John James Audubon crowdsourced a project called Audubon's Christmas Bird Count starting in the year 1900, and it's been a tradition for 122 years since then, as soon as this last year. Since the internet, however, the concept of crowdsourcing has a whole new meaning, and websites, databases, GPS, apps, mobile cameras, all have changed what citizen science means and how it works. The world of citizen science and who can participate has expanded dramatically. So because of citizen science, we know the population of birds has declined by 50%. We know 50 plus types of bacteria that live in your belly button. We know that the first flowering of 19 species of plants has moved by 9 days over the last decade. There's a new type of aurora in the sky, and a citizen scientist named Steve was able to discover it. There's another Jupiter-sized planet, if you can believe it, and this is a fun one. Invasive mosquito species have arrived in Germany. Now, there are so many benefits to citizen science because it enables, first of all, there isn't enough scientists to be able to do all the research or observe all the phenomenon that are occurring. So citizen science broadens the scope of the people who can contribute to science. So you and I can contribute. It enables participants to engage in data collection, analysis, interpretation. It enables participants to learn about these topics, and more importantly, it accelerates important research and discovery. SciStarter is the place to find and join and contribute to science through more than 3,000 formal and informal research projects, events, and tools. This database of projects enables discovery, organization, and greater participation in science. If you are a citizen scientist or a representative of citizen science organization, SciStarter, the website that we're taking a peek at right now, SciStarter is an organization and community to tell eager people about the work that you're doing and get them interested in helping out. And Carl Zimmer from Discovery Magazine said that SciStarter, this website, is the Amazon.com of citizen science. Getting started with citizen science is really easy. It takes some a little bit of a learning curve, but it's a very comfortable website to explore. You'll find a project on the website scistarter.org. You can explore projects via scistarter.org/finder, and you can actually host your own event featuring an existing project and add it to the SciStarter via scistarter.org/add.
Great. So we're going to actually go and look at the SciStarter website now. Let me just shift. Here we go. So now we are live on the SciStarter website. So there's a few things I wanted to just orient you to on this site. It's just scistarter.org, and there's several things that you can do here. So you can sign up to have an account here, and that helps you to do more with what the resources you're participating in, the projects you're participating in, and actually sign up to participate in some of these projects and things like that. So that's kind of your first step, is to create an account. You can also, there is some training. If you click on this training tab, they have some training modules. I think the Foundations of Citizen Science one would be kind of particularly interesting for our community to learn more about what citizen science is. But they've got 3 different training modules here. The dashboard is where, when you log in, you can see your profile, info and settings, recommendations, lists, and that sort of a thing. There's also a blog and a podcast, which are cool especially if you're into listening to podcasts. There's some interesting things on there. But the thing I really want to focus on is this project finder. The project finder helps you find projects, right? But all of these different organizations who are looking for assistance from citizen scientists post their projects on this site. So you can find projects that you're interested in that are either happening online or happening in your area, so that you can find something that you want to participate in. So as you can see, there's a lot, right? So there are no criteria right now in the search, and there are 1,604 projects. So that's a lot. It's a lot to sort through. So I want to show you some ways where you can narrow that down a little bit. You can enter a location, especially if you want to do something in person. A lot of these are going to be nature-based, with birds or trees or things like that. You can say projects to do while ... So this kind of gives you an idea, some kind of interesting ones, right? Like on a lunch break, so maybe that's a shorter project. At sports stadiums, that's intriguing, right? I wonder what projects you can do at sports stadiums. At night, at a science center, zoo, or aquarium. So lots of different options here that you can use to narrow there. Age groups, if you're interested in that, there's one specifically for graduate students, so that's interesting. Adults, families, if you have children, maybe something that you can do with them would be fun. A relevant sustainable development goal, so these are pretty cool. They've tracked some of these projects to sustainable development goals, and so you can kind of see some of those there and choose based on that. I think the one that's most useful is the topic, select a topic. So that's the one I'm going to use here. If I go to select a topic, the one, of course, that's going to be most relevant to us is health and medicine. There's also one for education, so note that as well, especially if you are in our EDD program. But I think health and medicine is the one that's going to be most relevant for our university community. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to do projects only. You could do projects only, or you can include events. So I'm going to select projects only right now, and I'm going to find projects. Okay, so we got 112 to look through here, so that narrows it down quite a bit. Doing it by location can help with that as well. But like I said, I think you're going to want to look at online projects. These are ones that you can do from anywhere, or by chance if there's one kind of in your geographic location. But I think the online ones are going to be the ones that we see most often. So I think it's stands to reason, it makes sense that a lot of the projects right now that are health and medicine related are also related to COVID-19. I think that's, something that everyone is thinking about and collecting data on. So, you can see this when the EVE Online Project Discovery is with analyzing COVID-19 data. And by the way, a lot of these projects, especially the online ones, you participate in it by playing a game on like your phone or on the computer. So that's kind of cool. So you can play a game while you're also contributing to research. That could be really beneficial. So that's really fun. Looking through here, so you can see all sorts of neat things. There are a few that we wanted to particularly point out that we think are really great for our group of students and faculty members at our university. One of them is this mobile health and movement assessment. So I'm going to click on this real quick. So this is a project that Stanford University is doing, and it's online. And they said that their vision is to develop at-home clinical assessments for physical and mental health in order to test and develop. That is cut off, but I assume it has to do with mobile, with health and movement assessment. So you can do this it's free to do it, right? Total expense zero, average time 1 minute. So what they want you to do is to record a video with 5 sit to stand movements and fill out a questionnaire. So pretty simple. And there is a, when you sign up to do this, you get more information. You have to be logged in to sign up to do it. So that one's pretty cool, obviously pretty on the nose with what we're studying here at the university and the things that we're doing, and could be really beneficial to your future patients, right? The data gathered here and the information gathered here. Okay, going back to our list. Let me go to page 2 here. Project Sidewalk is another one that we wanted to point out. I'm actually going to open it in another tab. Project Sidewalk is a really interesting project from the Makeability Lab at the University of Washington, and it's about collecting an open data set on sidewalk accessibility in cities. So what you do is you're online and you use Google Street View, and basically you look for accessibility problems. So you might even be tipped off on something you see in real life, right? And then you look that up on Google Street View to show it as documentation for the project. So again, a really cool thing to help with, the goal, of course, being to use that data set to increase the accessibility of the sidewalks in cities, to find problems and hopefully be able to work to get them corrected. Yeah, and so it even says the long-term goal is to use a very large data set, to create this very large data set and use it to train computer vision and machine learning algorithms to detect accessibility problems automatically. How cool is that? So it's expensive to collect accessibility data for cities and time-consuming for volunteers. And so if they can create a machine learning sort of a program to find that data automatically, then that they say, well, they hope that it will free up money in city budgets to actually do the sidewalk repairs. So again, something that doesn't take very long to participate in, but could really have an impact on the people that and the patients that we serve, the clients that you might serve in your practice. Okay, back again to our list. The Happiness Project is a third one that we wanted to particularly point out. And this is all about neuroscience. So this is a cool brain-related study. It's from the Rutledge Lab at Yale University. And the goal is to study the psychology of neuroscience of well-being. And this one is playing games, specific games. They give you specific games to play, an app that you would download and play. And it's somehow tracks this, it collects this data while it's doing that, while you're doing that. So very cool. So they're trying to understand the differences between moods and happiness so that they can better understand what happens in anxiety and depression. So their little tagline, play games for science. And it really can be that easy. If you enjoy playing games on your phone anyway, this is a great way to do that while contributing to research and contributing to science and to improving lives. Okay, there was one more that we wanted to show. Let me see if I can find it here. Here it is, the NEUREKA project. Right, the NEUREKA project. This is from the Gillen Lab at Trinity College Dublin. So you can see it's international, right, SciStarter. It's not just in the United States. These are international projects. And how cool, especially to contribute to an international project from your own space and your own geographic location online. So this is about improving mental health and dementia research. And again, it's playing games on your phone. So a lot of different options for playing games in order to contribute to science. You can see they've got a longer description here where they talk more about it. I just wanted to mention that some of these are what they call SciStarter affiliate projects. And when you have an account and you participate in a SciStarter affiliate project, you can actually earn credits for being a part of that. So a little bit extra incentive on those projects. I'm going to switch back to my slides real quick. Wanted to just point out again those 4 projects: the Happiness Project, Mobile Health and Movement Assessment, Project Sidewalk, and the NEUREKA project. Of course, there's tons more, right? Those are 4 out of 100 plus that were in the health and medicine section. But as we were kind of going through, these ones kind of struck our fancy and seemed particularly relevant to the work that we do at the University of St. Augustine for Health Sciences. And a little bit more information about NEUREKA. Again, you download a particular app, the NEUREKA app, and you play. It says the more you play, the more we learn. And you memorize and test your memory against the clock is the game. And then you answer questionnaires about your experience. So fairly simple, potentially fun. It's probably good for your brain too. So there's a lot of benefits to doing that. Let me just double check that there's nothing else on the website that we wanted to point out. I think that was it.
Well, yeah, while
yeah,
Julie does that, I do. We also want to give a lot of gratitude and thanks to Carolyn Nickerson, who gave us actually a training on this and was generous enough to share a lot of her wisdom for our presentation.
Definitely, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's all we wanted to point out on the website and to talk about this, except that I also want to say, right, that this might be a great thing if you're involved in any of the student organizations on campus to get a group together as a part of that student organization to participate in a project, or even potentially, keep this in mind as something that might be useful if and when someday you're doing your own research, that this might be a way to reach out to citizen scientists and encourage them and invite them to be a part of your research. Okay, thank you so much, and let us know. You can always contact the library at library@usa.edu with any questions, or you can contact Esther and myself directly if you have any questions about SciStarter or any other ways that we can help you be a citizen scientist. Thanks so much.